Do I need to start handling every aspect of this thing?
No, I did my work, thank you very much.
So I sat in gym gear all day today. I really did have time all day
You
today.
did all day.
That's not a good argument.
I went out and watched the house.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Wash. We are on Season 2, Episode 5, and we're so glad that you guys could join us. Well, we've been live for a little while now. We're just letting y'all talk. It's kind of interesting when you guys talk and you
Excuse
don't
me,
know
we're
we're live.
talking over here. Do your job, please. I'm gonna die for that.
Yeah, you're right.
We've already had dinner, so she can't starve me tonight. But she's
I'm supposed to cook the rest of the weekend.
Possibility I'm not gonna get that steak. It's on the menu for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well we are at part 3 of our customer relations series here. This episode, can't talk apparently, this episode is about dealing with the customers during the job. So we have a couple interesting things going on today for some interesting stories firsthand, and then we got our question and answer segment with also a new segment that I wanted to try out. I don't know how they'll do, so we'll figure that out. And then we'll head into the downstream and
Can't
talk
be any
about...
harder than us not knowing any movie music.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's true. I still want to know how I did so good on round 1, still lost. That ain't right. That was stacked.
It's not.
Oh, come on,
And
clutch.
then we will move into the downstream segment and talk about how to deal with our customers. Alright guys, so what's been going on the last week or so?
I don't know. You live here. You tell me.
Are you guys done? Are you guys tired of painting and remodeling yet?
Yes, that's why
Why would
only
you say
one
so?
room is painted.
There's a couple more you could get done.
Listen, I don't even know where my dining room table is.
We have the paint, we just haven't done anything
I'll
about
tell you
it
what.
yet.
Remodeling is probably the most frustrating thing that
Well,
there really is.
I just want to go out here and say that Steven can bite me because, listen. So over here, I don't know if they can see it in the camera or not, but over
They
here
can
on
see
this
a little
wall,
bit.
I was told that I'm not allowed to touch this, and that they would finish it. I've been to Indiana and back. I've been back.
No, that's not
no.
what he said. He said next time you attempt to do any drywall mud, to call him
I'm not
first.
finished. You sit over there and be quiet. And I said, hey, I'm calling you. That's your job now. You fix that. And he said, okay. So then I go to Indiana for a week. I've been back for a week from Indiana, and that mud has not been touched. But there's a spot upstairs where I had to put a blowout patch in. Looks pretty good right now, and all I'm saying is I'm the one that did the mudding on that one.
And how long has that hole been in the wall?
That's not the part of the story we're discussing.
Justin, it's been in the wall for like 7 years.
Did you not ask me for the first time to patch it?
Oh no, I've asked you plenty of times. You've
Yeah, well,
just
I don't
never,
listen to you.
obviously.
Alright.
Alright,
What you
guys.
got? I'm just digging myself in deeper here. You want to step in here? You
Well-
can.
With
I had
digging the hole or
I had
getting you out?
Well, I can do both. I had a funny text.
Throw me in the bus.
I had a funny text from Emmy earlier. So her and her mother went to like a celebrity Comic-Con type event or festival or whatever you want to call it in Pittsburgh, right? So they're walking down the hallway, and they almost get run over by William Shatner in his scooter. She said they had about a 3-minute conversation with him apologizing for driving like Jeff Gordon around the Comic-Con. I was like,
He
that'd
had some place to be.
have been awesome if you got smashed by William Shatner
That would have been
That is
pretty
pretty
good.
at the
funny.
Comic-Con.
Oh goodness.
You know she'd tell that story to everybody to listen to.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure they're best friends now, and
Yeah,
we'll see how long the story gets.
without a doubt. You gotta be careful though, because her mini-me is sitting over in the corner hiding.
Yeah, she tried to get me in trouble earlier.
Yes, she did.
What did I do?
I get in trouble enough on my own, and here it is. She texts Riley and says, "Hey, where's your father at?" She don't text me, and Riley's like, "I ought to just tell her I don't know where you're at." It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would get him in the doghouse
I get in
there.
enough trouble on my own. I don't need to explain something I'm not even doing.
Don't need any help.
Oh goodness. So I found an interesting story here. It's I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's interesting or not. I thought it was interesting. So Hank the Tank, the bear behind 21 home invasions, was finally captured in Lake Tahoe this past week.
Somebody charged that bear with felony.
So after all they put all the reports together.
Oh, Larry.
So after they
man.
put all of the police reports together, it was 152 reports of conflict behavior and 28 home break-ins. But they found out that it was actually, through DNA testing, they found out that it was 3 bears that have done all of this.
Oh, so it's a
However,
syndicate.
So they're trying to pin it all on one.
but
Get a Rico crime.
one of the bears was actually responsible for at least 21 of the break-in and entering cases, and she had 3 cubs in tow with her.
That's a Rico case right there.
But she is now captured, and so I don't know.
Did they send the cubs to juvenile?
You better stay away from.
Better stay away from Boo Boo.
Better stay away from Boo Boo.
Well, they have now renamed her Henrietta the Tank instead of Hank the Tank because she is a female, and so, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's pretty funny.
So I don't know if I ever told you. You made it click when you said the name. I'm not going to say the name a second now. But that particular individual, who this guy, folks, would steal anything that wasn't bolted down, and if it was bolted down, he'd try to steal the bolts to go along with it.
100%.
So I lived, it was 8 miles, 9 miles outside the city limits.
Yeah,
And this guy
like
don't
that.
have a car. If he's got a car, it's going to be stolen. I walk outside. Somebody knocks on Mom and Dad's door. This is when Dad was still living. And Dad's talking to him. Guy wants to shovel the snow. Now, the house in England, we didn't have driveway. We lived on a dead end street. We parked off the street. And he wanted to shovel the snow out from in front of the house and for Dad to pay him to do it. But I hear the voice. Like, I was at Dad's house. I was upstairs, and I hear this guy's voice. I come down, and sure enough, there's Larry standing there. And I looked at him, and I was like, what are you doing here? And he just stands there and goes, I'm like,
Uh-oh.
get out of here. Before I lose my temper, get out of here. You're trying to scam my father.
Oh,
I said, Larry, where's your snow shovel at? And he goes,
It was
and I'm
in,
like, you gonna say something?
it
You
was
just
in your
gonna-
garage.
You gonna say something? You just gonna stand there and stare at me.
You knew exactly what shovel he was using.
Yeah.
Right next to that generator he was fixing to take.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
man. That would steal anything.
Oh.
All
Well,
right.
I got a story out of the UK for you. So you want to talk about catching a whooping, or possibly catching a whooping. This dude between in Harlow, United Kingdom. I'm not sure where in the United Kingdom,
I don't know either.
but
Oh damn.
Yeah, really.
yeah. Well, the UK confuses me because it's like 2 countries.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like Great Britain and the UK. It's like I don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
But anyways, between the 10th of February and the 7th of August, so like this is like months and months and
Most of
months.
the year.
There has been a guy who's been going around the public parks and just walking up to babies and yoinking their binkies out of their mouth and taking off.
What?
I'm like, how has he not just caught a complete whooping by now?
So, what? What? I don't even
That's
know
the
what.
most random
You're gonna rob a
crime.
baby from his.
The suspect is a slim white male aged in his 20s with light brown eyes and yellow teeth.
Oh,
So,
that's surprising.
if you're
He
one of,
loved me with 2 black eyes for long.
if you're one of our UK listeners,
Don't be out there stealing baby things.
look out for
That ain't
this
right.
guy stealing baby binkies. The chief inspector of Harlow. So this is a serious and unusual chain of events.
I'd say it's pretty unusual.
However,
What?
he wants to reassure the people of Harlow that the detectives are dedicated to investigating the incidents and have linked the previous incidents.
Well, I would hope that they're linked because
If there's more than one
how many
person
people
out
out there yanking binkies out of baby mouths?
I mean, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this world?
Oh,
Like-
too much, Justin. We don't have enough time for that.
You have nothing better to do than going around yoinking babies, binkies.
Man.
You have a mob of angry moms coming after you.
That's why I'm surprised he
Oh my
hadn't
God.
caught
That
Tori
is
yet.
not going to end well.
You know when a mom's got a brick in that purse because women, some women carry enough in their purse that they don't even need a house. They can live out of that purse.
Well, they're a lot more respectful over in the UK.
Yeah, they're more polite than we are.
Try doing that over here.
Oh my goodness.
You'll
Oh.
wind up like down. You'll wind up like down south and get hit with a chair.
Mm.
Alright, Edward, it looks like you have a story of s'mores for us. Let's change the subject before that gets too far into that one.
There was a lady one time I got a call, go out to her house. Somebody tried to steal something off her porch, and she was picking up loose mortar and bricks for her porch and chucking it at his head. And she was running down the street, and
Oh
she
my
told me, she goes, I hope I hit him. I don't know if I did or not, but I was throwing every piece of loose mortar and brick off his porch at him.
That's like one of those instances you get. It's like, yeah, you're wrong, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you're right, but you're wrong, right?
When the city used to make us put those flyers out on King Street when the parade was coming, I always hated doing that.
I
I'm like,
hated that.
it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm dressed in a navy blue, which is pretty much black uniform. And I gotta walk up somebody's. We're in West Virginia, folks. You don't walk up on somebody's porch at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, that's how you get shot. they don't take time to see if it's cops coming up there or not. Anyway, so I'm gonna play off of Justin's marshmallow thing from a couple weeks ago. I found a story about 891 people making s'mores, and see, these people should have got together with your people. That you
Oh, they don't help each other out.
They could have made it even better. Anyway, as I read into this article, I kind of feel bad about it because a Texas-based company broke the Guinness World Book of Records by gathering 891 people at one time to make s'mores. They
All right.
used.
I will stop you. That's a giant fire. What did they sell for 900 people?
They used.
Wait a minute, they couldn't round it out and get 9 more people in there to make it 900?
What, 891 ain't enough?
No!
I'm gonna steal. What's his name?
Odd number.
In Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, when Stephen Strange got flipped out of existence by Thanos. I can't ever think of the other guy's name.
Wong?
Yeah, Wong.
Yeah. When Doctor Strange asked Wong, "Is this everybody?" and he goes, "What, you want more?" That's what I'm asking you now. What, you want? 891 ain't enough?
Yes.
Anyway, they brought 500 Mesa tabletop fire pits.
Holy
Oh,
mackerel.
wow.
That's a lot of propane.
And
That must have been hot in that Texas heat. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to do that.
No.
Let's see, the previous record was set by, and this is where I kind of felt bad, the previous record was set by the Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee. So they broke
Yeah.
the Girl Scouts record. They had gathered 801 people. Now, could you imagine walking past 801 Girl Scouts? Talk about pressure to buy a cookie.
You
Right?
ain't kidding.
I get pressured when it's just 4 of them outside Walmart.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie. If they've got them Samoyeds out, it's not even pressure.
I'm a tag along kind of person. Or a
Justin
thin
finds a
mint.
Girl Scout and he's like, I'm going to go get me some cookies.
Yeah, I can't even lie about it.
You like Jones and gravy. Anyway, that's an inside joke. We won't talk about that. There was a Guinness World Records adjudicator on hand to verify that the record. They made the attempt on August 10th, which is yesterday. In advance of. Let's see. Well, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It was attempted in advance of August 10th for National S'mores Day, which I guess was yesterday.
That's a national. I guess they got a national day for everything.
They have a
now.
national day for everything.
A National Handshake Day or anything. I know.
Chocolate ice cream.
Donut Day.
Yeah. Anything that you want a national day for, they have it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to that company, and
Yeah, that's a pretty nice world record. That's a lot of s'mores and a lot of heat and
that's a lot of chocolate bars.
A lot of chocolate bars.
Good Lord.
A lot of graham crackers.
That's diabetes right there.
Where's Wilford Brimley at? Good night.
All right, you guys got anything
Did
else?
you get Willy Wonka to come out there and supply the chocolate?
He's too busy in the factory. All right, you guys got anything else?
Nah, that's all I got.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead and run into our first break then, and you guys will take a couple minutes to listen to some companies that we like to work with, and we'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. I want to take a minute to appreciate the fact that you guys are listening and watching our podcast, and I also wanted to tell you about a company that I've been working with here recently called Home Service Business Coaching. I am not being paid to tell you about this. There's no sponsorship or any other deal worked out between Blue Line Pressure Washing or myself and Home Service Business Coach. That being said, David and the entire team at HSBC have helped me elevate my business to the next level. They've helped me develop systems for my business. They've helped me scale, as well as provided guidance and mentorship in all facets of the business. It's not a how-to program. It's not going to teach you how to do the job. It's not going to teach you how to wash a roof or how to wash a house. It's to teach you how to become a CEO, basically, and scale your business and do it effectively. If you want to be more profitable, get out of the service vehicles and put the right people in place to work in your business so that you can focus on becoming a CEO and growing your business, I highly recommend this program. It is, it's a high-ticket item. You get what you pay for, but it is worth it. I've been in the program for several months now. I've scaled my business, grown exponentially since I've been in it, and it's definitely worth it. And Coach David, Landon, Chemo, Jackson, AJ, all top-tier business coaches in sales and helping you scale and figure out what you need to do and helping you clear some of the bottlenecks in your business. So if you want to be like me and stop being in the truck all day and get in the office, surround yourself with a great team of rockstar employees, then you need to surround yourself with a great business coach. And I strongly recommend Home Service Business Coach. Their link will be in the description of the episode on the podcast on YouTube and also on Anchor Podcast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for taking a few minutes to listen to those companies that we like to work with. All right, so we're going to run into a new segment here that I thought of this morning off the top of my head. And we're going to see how well they do, because I'm not sure about this one. So they're going to tell us some of their favorite dad jokes and see if they cannot laugh at the other person. Or at least attempt to make the other person laugh. I don't know how well this is going to go. This should be pretty interesting. All right, Eddie, you want to go first?
Yeah, so Justin, why do melons always have weddings?
If I know the answer, am I supposed to say it?
If you know the answer, go ahead.
That cantaloupe.
Yeah.
I said no melon jokes, Edward.
I didn't listen.
My text literally said no melon jokes.
We don't listen to it.
Obviously. All right, just
A monkey, squirrel, and a bird are racing to the top of a coconut tree. Who gets a banana first? The monkey, the squirrel, the bird?
We're in a coconut tree.
Yep. There's no bananas in a coconut tree.
guys are supposed to be serious.
We can't be serious. These
I
are
realize that you two cannot be serious together.
I hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's so depressing. Jen's over here laughing.
I'm not the one doing the skit. You two are. All right, Justin.
Here. Oh, speaking of thefts, to whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. I know so many jokes, but I can't tell any of them on the air.
I know it. Mom keeps asking me why I have so much candy. She doesn't know I have a few Twix up my sleeve.
A few Twix.
children. They're children.
That's funny.
Alright, so a murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires, the second is full of assassins loaded with guns, and the third is full of lions that I haven't eaten in 3 years. What room is the safest for him?
He's a murderer. I don't know the assassin room.
You ever know any lions to be alive after not eating for 3 years?
I wasn't even paying attention to that. Oh, you got me.
Oh, goodness. You guys are ridiculous.
I don't trust stairs. Because they're always up to something.
Always up to something. Unless you're falling down, then they're ratting you out.
Falling down the stairs.
Then they're ratting you out. Where's Riley
Yeah,
at?
where's Riley, the rat? She ditched us.
2 guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked. That's only funny because I've seen us walk into a ladder on the trucks.
Oh, man. Ooh. So I found a wooden shoe in my toilet. It was clogged.
Isn't that a sore subject around here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Clogged toilets.
No, it's leaking sinks.
Leaking sinks. Why does Snoop Dogg carry an umbrella?
Why?
Faux drizzle. Oh, that was too funny.
Oh. Every time I take my dog to the park, the ducks try to bite him. That's what I get for getting a purebred.
Getting a purebred. Oh,
Jen just got it. Took her a minute.
that was funny. Speaking of ducks, I got a funny goose story. Riley, you want to tell your goose story?
See, when I got bit by a goose.
Riley's got PTSD because she got bit by a goose in 2nd grade.
I was
She's
scarred.
still
I
walking.
was scarred.
Y'all brought home eggs.
We brought home ducks.
Okay, that's
She wasn't
right.
scared of the ducks,
I
so
still
she
have
won't
the-
go
I
near
still-
the, she won't
still
go near the
scarred.
geese on the farm.
I got bit by a goose. I still have the scar.
Oh my goodness.
And you know what? I don't feel bad for you because you're the rat that rats people out when they fall down steps instead of asking.
I
if
don't
they
know
need
what
help.
you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
I've never done that before.
Riley, if you were standing directly on Antarctica's South Pole facing north, which direction would you travel if you took 1 step backwards?
Can you repeat that?
If you were standing directly on Antarctica's South Pole facing north, what direction would you travel if you took 1 step backward?
I don't know. What?
North.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, you two failed at being serious while doing this. However, the jokes were pretty funny, so I'm okay with that. Alright, question and answer time. My turn. Alright, let's see. Justin, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
What would the rudest animal be if they could talk?
Rudest animal.
I think the rudest animal would be if they could talk.
Probably cats.
I was gonna say cat.
Yeah, cats are ignorant. I can
Especially Lucy.
I can feel the ignorance from them because they just think they own the place.
Specifically
Yeah.
Lucy. Lucy would
Yeah, they think they're better than everything else. I'd say a cat.
What do you think, Edward?
I mean, it's hard to argue with a cat. I mean, they just intentionally knock your coffee cups off the counter. They look at you and then knock something off your counter. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, our 2 cats try to eat Riley's fish on a daily basis.
I was putting away the dishes, and I caught our cat Lucy drinking out of my fishbowl,
Fish
like
bowl,
drinking
right?
the water out of the fishbowl.
Poor fishies. Alright. You guys can answer these together if you want, because these are like together questions. What number of chickens would it take to take down an elephant?
What number of chickens?
What? Where do you get these questions? What is wrong with you?
I don't know, I just found it. I thought it was an
He's
interesting question.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Chickens?
No, just regular chickens.
Chicken power.
No, it's not the Power
Oh,
Rangers.
these
for
Mexican
chickens.
fighting chickens? Because if they're a Mexican fighting chicken, you only need about 12.
Things are hateful.
I mean, I was just gonna go with the normal.
I
You
was
need a
gonna
regular
say-
chicken,
I was
that's
gonna say
about
it has
to be like
1,000.
over 1,000, be like 2,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Riley's right. If we were regular chickens and they try to take down an elephant, I would say like 2K.
That's an interesting fact. What about if they're like roosters?
Oh, them things is hateful too.
Oh, they are hateful. I hope that elephant
It
steps on
depends.
that
Is the
rooster.
elephant facing them or looking away from them? Because if it's facing them, they ain't gonna do nothing. You gotta wait for him to turn his back.
That's
I
true.
don't know. It just says
I need more
elephant.
information to answer that particular part of the question.
Probably the same amount.
All right. Well, let's see. If the
Never mind.
African gray elephant is facing away from a white chicken, how many white chickens would it take down? To take down an African?
Oh, that's a lot. That's the 2,000 number.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chickens. I don't know how much damage a regular chicken can do.
Not a lot.
I just know the Mexican fighting chickens with the razor blades on them will do some damage.
Well, then we'll go with Mexican.
Oh, you don't need about 10 of them.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's good to know how we feel about chickens.
Chickens are delicious. I don't know what you're
I like eating them. I don't like dealing with
Edward
them.
won't let me get chickens. I've tried. He will not allow me to have chickens.
City girl chickens. She has no idea what she's asking for.
I
Who's
just like
Who's
farm
gonna want to
fresh
take care of
eggs.
these stupid things?
I
I
will.
definitely know who it won't be.
Well, yeah, you're the person that said if a goat's tied up on my door, not to
That's
question it.
100% true.
I know where the goat's going back to. All right, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And one superpower, not like
Oh, I can't.
All of
I
them
can't have a
combined.
cocktail.
no, just one superpower. If you could have any one superpower, what would it be?
Time travel or like to be able to like freeze time.
Telekinesis, so I can get my own refill of tea without having to listen to a teenager gripe about having to fill up my tea glass.
Could just get up and get your own tea.
Exactly.
Well, if I had telekinesis, I wouldn't have to get up.
I'd like regeneration, like Wolverine.
I don't want to live that long. Deal with these stupid people that we deal
Well,
with.
but see, you look at it the good ways, they won't be there much longer.
No, their children will be.
That's true. That is 100% true.
I think I would like the Flash, like the speed,
Yeah,
because
we
you
go
could get
fast.
things done really quickly.
Imagine.
My knees hurt too bad to go that
Imagine
fast.
living that long as Wolverine, and living in a house. You know, 'cause we all have houses, families. How much stuff do you accumulate? How much junk do you accumulate inside your house every year that you don't realize?
Well, we just went through that because we just got rid of a bunch of
Do
stuff.
you imagine how hard it would be to move?
Well, you would have to get rid of things.
Okay.
I feel like you could just have everything goes going out of business sale like
Every 10 years.
every decade.
All right. What do you feel is the most boring sport?
Oh,
Golf.
No, I almost said that, but there's worse. Oh,
Oh, it's the one.
cricket is not far
Cricket
off.
is, that's my get, is
Yeah.
cricket. And when I used to go to England when I was little with my dad and mom, we would go over and go to the pubs and there would be a cricket game on. And my dad, because I never understood cricket, I always tried to ask my dad like questions, like how do you play it, like what are the rules? And honestly, the only thing he ever said to me was that watching cricket is like watching paint dry or grass grow. It is the equivalent of that.
I've asked that question of, I don't know how many people I've asked the rules, and I don't think anybody actually knows the rules to
You
cricket.
know,
no.
I don't think so. All I know is that it can last for days.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. How can
I'm
a
out-
game
I'm out on
last
that
for
one.
days?
I stopped watching baseball because I didn't have 4 hours.
Right? I don't care for badminton.
Yeah.
Curling.
Oh, no.
No,
Yeah,
they
that's
love
like trash
curling.
on curling.
I don't
Don't,
like
don't you
Oh.
start talk trash on curling. You'll go right through that wall.
Riley, that is their favorite
Curling's
sport in
what's
the
up.
Olympics.
Why?
So your dad and I sit there at
I've
night
only done
during the
curling.
Olympics and talk about the curling teams and watch the curling games.
Curling
So during
is
the
up.
Olympics, there are no other sports on, right? Because it's just all about the Olympics.
It's,
They talk about curling, like they talk about baseball and football and hockey and
so this
NASCAR.
what's up.
It's really entertaining to watch because
Hockey and
they get
curling.
really into it.
Hockey and curling.
Yep.
That's the Winter Olympics.
You two are ridiculous.
You're so goofy.
So are you both on the agreeance that cricket is?
Oh yeah, cricket's horrible.
My dad loves golf, but I don't think he's ever watched a whole golf tournament.
Pappy always
Who
falls
has?
asleep.
You
Pappy
can't-
always falls
You
asleep.
can't watch golf on TV and not go to sleep.
That's That's
That's a requirement of watching golf on TV.
That's
that
his-
you go to sleep.
I
That's
think
his
that's why my
nap time.
dad started watching it.
Happy always
Sorry,
falls
Dad.
asleep in his recliner to golf.
Sorry,
Every time
Dad. I
I'm
don't mean to
there.
call you out like that, but
Yes,
Mom-
she did. She told me beforehand she was gonna do it.
Mom said you started watching golf and then you started taking naps on the couch, so I was just putting two and two together. My mom plays golf during the week because she's retired now.
Playing golf, I love actually going out and golfing.
I'm afraid to golf because I'm afraid of what might happen if I get mad with a 9-iron in my hand.
So
I've got a 9-iron in a lake somewhere in North Carolina. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Alright, what's your next question?
I think I'm out
We
of
got us down
questions.
the rabbit hole here of just nonsense with these questions this week.
Well, I figured last week I was a little serious. This week I'd lighten it up a little bit, so I went with that.
Okay.
Let's see. What is? Oh, what was I gonna? I thought of another one. Ooh, what is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Weirdest or most disgusting?
Either or.
The weirdest probably was that chocolate covered crickets.
You asked.
I don't like crickets.
They take the legs off of them.
It doesn't make it any better, does it?
Then they they deep fry them real quick, cover them in chocolate. It's like, just like raisins.
I don't like raisins.
I can't help you there. But it didn't have a bad taste. It was just weird. It's weird texture.
Okay.
I'll
so
take your word for it because I'm never gonna eat that.
I'm gonna go with the weirdest and most disgusting combined. Police Academy.
Oh.
Yeah, your palate's not very
Lunch on Friday.
Mm-mm.
They mixed spaghetti and fish
That they made on Tuesday.
in the
That's
same
disgusting.
pot. The same fish that made half of us sick.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, so we got served spaghetti, and it's not like they replaced the hamburger and the spaghetti with the fish. That
No.
It had spaghetti with hamburger and fish.
Ew.
I did not eat it.
In Police Academy, that's where I learned the first time. I really learned what a setup was.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh, you guys will have a nice, easy Friday. Here's a nice spaghetti lunch. Before we send you guys home, and then we get fat, dumb, and happy on pasta because the first 3 weeks you don't know any better. And you're like, oh man, awesome, this is gonna be a short day. And then like an hour after you start digesting, they're like, everybody to the PT hangar, and then just PT your guts out for 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Everybody's throwing up all over the
Yep.
place.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
It was just not fun.
Yeah. And what they say that they're not smoking you, they're motivating you.
Yeah, motivated me to get rid of why I ate at lunch.
That's right.
What Sergeant Petrie always say? He always used to call us fat people in the back who couldn't run very good. He always
Uh-huh.
said, get the demons out. You're getting the demons out.
That's right.
Now I'm throwing my lung up over there.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I went to the academy in January was when I started. And in February, what sporting event is towards the end of February that everybody likes? Super Bowl. So we go back, we report
Isn't
to
that
the
the
academy.
beginning of February?
Somewhere in February.
Somewhere in February, I don't know. I don't watch it.
It's the beginning of February.
We report to the academy, as you know,
Yeah,
Sunday
Sunday.
night. And then you leave anywhere Friday between 4 p.m. and 2 a.m. Saturday to go home, which for us is a 6-hour drive. So Super Bowl Sunday, we're standing in the classroom waiting to get told to go into the hangar and work out for the rest of the night until it was time to go to bed. And they come in, they're like, hey, you know what, we feel like being nice. It's Super Bowl Sunday, you guys hang out, watch the Super Bowl, do what you want to do.
That right there, boys, is a
Order,
clue.
order a pizza, order any kind of delivery food that you want, just kind of hang out. And I'm like, I don't believe I'll be partaking in this particular event. So I went to the hangar and worked out because I knew better. And sure enough, it did not end well for the people who ate that pizza.
Oh,
It's like, I know a setup when I see one,
Yeah.
and y'all done got me. Same thing. They did the same thing to my class. They did to you, spaghetti. Y'all done got me once. You ain't get me again.
yep. Corporal McConaughey. That was his famous
Did
lunch.
you have to fight him in Red
Oh,
Man?
did I? Well, no, actually, I got lucky. So when we did the Red Man suit, he had a broken hand from hitting somebody on the street. he had a broken hand, so he didn't participate in the red man suit. He was our safety observer. However, I did get to fight Petrie and 2 of our fellowship officers.
I fought McConaughey, Petrie, and Schreiner, and McConaughey hit me so hard he sent me from one side of the mat to the other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were like 115.
I don't care. That was a big mat, and that dude hit like a ton of
I
bricks.
I didn't report it because I 100% did not plan on getting washed back. But I am almost positive that Petrie gave me a concussion.
I can't. So you had to sleep on the floor.
Oh, we had to
the
sleep
night
on the
after,
floor,
right?
yeah.
So the reason you had to sleep on the floor was my class.
That guy fell off the bunk.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, he was my bunkmate. He was on. So in the academy, there's the 4 beds in the room.
Yeah.
I was bottom right, and Hump was top left. His, nickname we called him was Hump for his short for his full last name. And he wakes up in the middle of the night. I hear him yelling and carrying on. So I look up, and he's up there just swinging away like he's swinging that fake baton that they give us for the training in the red man. He's just swinging away, falls out of the bunk, and hits the wall register with the back of his head.
Oh, my golly.
He actually broke a couple vertebrae in his neck. Luckily enough, he was able to come back, finish the classroom portion, and then
They let him graduate?
They let him graduate with us, and then they brought him back in once he was fully healed to do EVOC. But, I mean, he's just out, and he's sitting up, and he looks at me, and I'm like, Hump, are you okay? Like, by this point, I'm sitting up in my bunk, and I'm like, Hump, are you okay? And he's like, just kind of dazed looking at me. And he spits and falls over. And I'm like yelling because I can't get out of bed because I don't want to move him, and he's like got half his body on my bed, so I don't want to move him because I know he's injured. So I'm like yelling, trying to wake everybody else up to go bang on somebody's door and get the medics out here.
All right. So my next question, now that we're off a rabbit hole, is the last question, by the way. Is cereal a type of soup? There you go.
Is cereal a type of soup?
What kind of question is that? That's like a hot dog.
No, it's cereal.
That's like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a Pop-Tart a ravioli?
No.
Not even
What?
close.
What?
Y'all see what I deal with every day on a daily basis now, right? I live with this woman.
I'm pretty sure cereal's not a soup.
I mean, it's a liquid,
No,
and
no,
it has
don't-
something
no.
in it,
Stop, just stop it.
and you
Just
drink
stop
it with a spoon.
Jennifer,
It's just like soup.
no, stop it.
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
When's Tori coming back?
That's that's like that. That's like that. Is a hot dog a sandwich argument?
No, it's a hot dog.
It's a hot dog on a hot dog.
I mean, it's a piece of meat between two
Jennifer?
slices of bread.
Your decision-making privileges have been revoked after you asked about cereal being a soup. Okay, you do your job over there. You're not allowed to have any more interjections or opinions the rest of the show.
Well, on that note, we're gonna go jump into another break
Oh boy.
and listen to some more companies that we like to work with, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. I want to take a minute to appreciate the fact that you guys are listening and watching our podcast, and I also wanted to tell you about a company that I've been working with here recently called Home Service Business Coaching. I am not being paid to tell you about this. There's no sponsorship or any other deal worked out between Blue Line Pressure Washing or myself and Home Service Business Coach. That being said, David and the entire team at HSBC have helped me elevate my business to the next level. They've helped me develop systems for my business. They've helped me scale, as well as provided guidance and mentorship in all facets of the business. It's not a how-to program. It's not going to teach you how to do the job. It's not going to teach you how to wash a roof or how to wash a house. It's to teach you how to become a CEO, basically, and scale your business and do it effectively. If you want to be more profitable, get out of the service vehicles and put the right people in place to work in your business so that you can focus on becoming a CEO and growing your business, I highly recommend this program. It is, it's a high-ticket item. You get what you pay for, but it is worth it. I've been in the program for several months now. I've scaled my business, grown exponentially since I've been in it, and it's definitely worth it. And Coach David, Landon, Chemo, Jackson, AJ, all top tier business coaches in sales and helping you scale and figure out what you need to do and helping you clear some of the bottlenecks in your business. So if you want to be like me and stop being in the truck all day and get in the office, surround yourself with a great team of rockstar employees, then you need to surround yourself with a great business coach. And I strongly recommend Home Service Business Coach. Their link will be in the description of the episode on the podcast on YouTube and also on Anchor Podcast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. We'll talk soon.
They said that was a Saturday Night Live joke, like way back in the day when you could tell fun jokes on TV.
Yeah. My boss asked me why I only get sick on work days. I said it must be my weakened immune system. The wedding cake's so beautiful. Even the cake was in tears.
The cake was in tears.
That's awful.
You two are ridiculous.
I was wondering why the baseball kept getting bigger and bigger. Then it hit me.
Hey, that's Riley.
What?
Riley used her face to dribble a basketball once.
That was one time.
That one was actually pretty funny.
I just paid $100 for a belt that doesn't fit. What a huge waste.
I need that.
That was not good, Edward.
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated.
That's
Sophisticated.
That's they say ours are bad. I ordered a chicken and an egg online. I'll let you know which one comes first.
Riley, what was your first joke ever that you told everybody for like
It
4
was
months?
something about like you put a little buggy in it, but I don't remember like the first part. I only remember the punchline. What was it?
Oh, it's something like.
How do you make a tissue dance?
Yeah,
You put a
it
little
was.
buggy in it.
She would tell that.
If April
She would
showers,
shake her. She like you put a little buggy in it.
if April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
What'd you say?
Pilgrims.
Oh, Mayflower. I was like pilgrims.
We introduced Kara to
You need an
Batman.
intelligent audience for that joke because most people aren't going to get that today.
I got it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
We introduced Kara to Batman last night.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious. She is absolutely obsessed with superheroes, and she loves Batman because he
Oh man.
beats the crap out of people. And every time he showed up, Dad, there's Batman. He go get him. There's Batman. We know it's Batman. Dad, is that the bad guy? Look, there's his car. Wait, I has to explain it. So he gets on the roof, and that's how he's a good guy because he can do that.
He's on the roof.
Cool. Okay. And then she'll watch it for a minute.
Batman Begins last
Oh my
night.
god!
that's
Every
awesome.
5 seconds. Wait! That's the bad guy. He's gonna get him. Well, who's that person? Is he gonna get that person?
Yeah, explain
Where's
the whole
Batman at? She
like-
literally explained
watching
the
a
entire movie.
It's like watching a movie with Emmy.
No, it was bad.
Oh, it was so funny. I don't remember. We didn't really watch any of the movie because that's all we heard was her, and it was the funniest
Yeah, that
thing.
makes it better.
Dad, where's Batman? Is Batman coming? Where's Batman at? He's coming.
I showed her the Superman movie. I don't think you were home. I showed her the Man of Steel movie. And when Superman intercepts Zod on the farm,
Yeah.
of course he flies out of the ship and Tori her car does the same thing. It's Superman. He's gonna save her. And then when he grabs Zod from in front of Martha, car goes, ooh, ooh.
This child is absolutely obsessed with all things superheroes. She loves Spider-Man and Batman
That's
and
awesome, though.
Superman. It's so funny. So I'm like, she
Yeah,
has
she's got Spider-Man in her bath towel.
a
There's a
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man bath towel.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my mom, she called my mom last night. She was in the bath towel, and my mom was like, "Who are you, Superman?" She goes, "No, Ma, I'm not Superman. I'm Spider-Man, and not Superman, it's Spider-Man." I'm like, Okay, Car. And then
She get
one
wound
time-
up about it.
Oh, she does. All right, guys, welcome back, and thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to those companies that we like to work with. We are now going to head into our downstream section, and we're going to talk about our third part of the customer relations. And this part is all about how to handle the customer while you're on the job. So, like, while you're at the job and that kind of stuff. So, Edward, Justin, take it away.
Yeah. So so just to recap, last series or the last the part 2 of the series, we talked about dealing with the customer through the closing of through the landing the contract and scheduling the job. So what we're going to talk about today is how to handle the customer, the communication, and everything with the customer while you're completing the job and through the final walkthrough.
Yeah, and this actually, I'm kind of kicking myself now because I should have brought Evan in here, because he is really good at this. But then again, Evan's also a nervous wreck when you put him in front of a camera, so there's that.
We're on a ladder.
No, he's fine on a ladder. It's a step stool he can't stand.
We love you, really, Evan.
Well, that's debatable.
So,
So when you get to obviously when you get to the customer's house, one of the most important things about dealing with the customer in person is to look professional, because you don't want to show up looking like a bum, and you've done all this hard work to show your worth, show why you're a professional company, why you deserve the money, all these steps. You've done everything perfectly up to this point. Now you show up looking like a bum, that's strike one. You just lost some credibility, because the customer expects, after the follow-ups that you've done, the customer service you've provided, they have this expectation in their head of what's coming, and they expect what's coming to look professional.
Yep.
You don't have to be all decked out. I mean, let's face it, we're home service contractors. They don't expect us to be in dress shoes.
yeah, we're not going to be in
anything like that.
suits and ties or khakis and polos showing up, but
But your look has to be a good look. Don't show up with your cigarette hanging out your mouth, with the ash that long, getting ready to fall off, and
Yep.
filthy, dirty, clothing. Show up like you're a professional getting ready to do a job. Show up like you would show up to a job at a mansion. I don't care if you're showing up to a trailer park to wash a trailer. You should always show up like you're showing up to wash the White House. You wouldn't show up to the White House, I hope, dressed like a bum. So
yeah, well, and that also goes for how you need to conduct yourself while you're on the job, and that goes for we're a small company, so we really only got 2 at max 3 guys on the job at one time.
mm-hmm.
Usually it's just 2, but you get some of these larger companies who show up with a crew of 6 to 8 guys to do a big job in one day.
Right.
You're also responsible for those guys, so making sure that they're not leaving trash around, throwing cigarette butts down on the ground. They're looking professional, they're acting professional.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I've noticed, especially in more of the construction fields, I know as a customer at me, I don't hover when somebody's doing work, but I'm close by.
Right.
Just in case they need something, but also to make sure that I'm happy with the way stuff's progressing.
Right.
And make sure that your crews and your people know that people are listening, people are understanding what's going on. Have them watch their conversations, because the last thing you want is to get caught bad mouthing the customer, or talking about making inappropriate comments, or about the customer's house, the customer themselves, or how much they're paying, or anything like that. Just keep those conversations out of it, and you'll avoid an awkward situation.
Go ahead.
So how do you handle the customer that is hovering too much and won't stop talking to you during the job?
Well, that's kind of a 2-part thing. You want to take your time and talk to your customers, explain to them what you're doing, but at the same time you've got a job to do. And especially for us, we're spraying chemicals. We don't want customers anywhere near us, and that is one of the big things, is explain, hey, listen, I'm here if you have any questions. I'll stop and talk to you. I do have to get to another job, so I can't really talk a whole lot while we're doing this, but You're welcome to hover. You can watch me. I've told customers from day one, you're welcome to follow me all the way around your house. This is your property. This is your biggest investment is your home. So you're welcome to follow me everywhere you want. But what I need from you is to stay at least 20 to 30 feet away from me at all times when I'm spraying.
Yeah.
And if you explain that to them and be like, hey, look at my pants, look at my clothes, they're spotted. If these cleaners get on you, they're going to ruin your clothes. If you have sensitive skin, it could burn you. All those kind of things. And customers understand that, and they give you your space most of the time.
Yeah. Usually, if you have a legitimate explanation as to customer safety, usually most of the time they're pretty understanding. Hey, we've got tools laying around, we've got hoses laying around. We know what we're doing, we know where our stuff is, but we don't want you to trip. We don't want you to.
Well, one thing I'm going to tell you right now, do not let your customers pick your stuff up and start helping.
Yes.
Do not.
People do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and most of the time they don't mean.
They're trying to legitimately be helpful.
Yeah.
They want to be nice. They want, you've treated them like gold up to this point. They want to be as helpful to you as they can be. But they're a massive insurance liability as soon as they put a finger on any equipment.
Well, not only that, but they don't have any knowledge of your processes.
Right.
They don't know how you've got your equipment laid out. They don't know there's a certain way that stuff needs to be set up and then put away. It creates a nightmare.
Right.
But yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, especially if you've got multiple guys on the scene. I know you've done it before. If you've got a crew that's working their tail off and you've got a few minutes to break away and talk to that customer.
Mm-hmm.
Go kind of keep them occupied while your crew's doing whatever they need to do. Then you can answer some questions and you're not backlogging yourself on the jobs for the day, and and you're not kind of shutting them inside saying, hey, leave us alone.
Right.
You're giving them their attention, but you're letting your crew do their thing.
Right.
So keep that in mind, and a lot of times, and Jen, you can talk to this, being the scheduling and the customer service, but a lot of times you kind of have an idea of what customers you're walking into that might be super inquisitive or super interested in what you're doing, or
Oh yeah,
sometimes you might have that.
You
kind of
occasionally
clues.
get the customer that I just know from the phone that won't get off the phone or just keep asking questions. I'm like, I warn my guys a lot of times, like if I know that there's gonna be, some talkative customers or they're gonna, they're lonely, you can just tell sometimes.
Yep.
I always make sure that I put it in the work orders that, just to give the guys a heads up, I'm like, hey, sorry, this one's probably gonna talk your ear off. I apologize in advance.
There's always a polite way also to end that conversation and get to work. Don't ever be rude about ending a conversation.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Well, because that puts people off from coming back, and then they tell their friends about it and stuff like that.
Well,
so.
you spin it. You spin it in a way that you're helping the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I'd love to talk to you here for a few more minutes, but I really want to get your job done, and that way we can take a walk around and I can show you everything that we got done.
Yep.
There's ways around it to make them feel, appreciated, not.
Well, and they should feel appreciated. You should treat them like they're the most important person on the job site, because let's face it, they are. They are the most important person on the job site. You've paid attention to what they need in your estimating process. You're trying to help them with that. And the facts are they are the most important person there because they're the ones that are paying you to provide service. If you do something like tell them, hey, you know what, I don't have time to stand here and talk to you. Let me just do my job and I'll leave. If you said that to me, I'd be like, well, I tell you what, I can make it even better for you. I can give you some more time. I'll see you later. Get on off my property.
Yeah. Yeah, I found
There's your
somebody else.
$1,000 job down the tubes because you didn't take the time to learn how to deal with people. Everybody should read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, and its main premise is basically learning how to talk to people so that you don't come across as alienating or rude or hateful or nasty.
I haven't gotten that book yet. I still haven't finished.
Why are you still so mean?
I haven't finished the Profit First book yet. But no, I was reading another book. I just hadn't gotten to that one yet.
We're in part 3 here. What do you think is other than communication with the customer? we've landed the job and you showed up at the job site. Eddie, I know what your answer's gonna be, but what's the most important part?
Greeting them.
Your initial reaction is
That-
to make contact.
They have not, unless you did an in-person quote, and even if you did an in-person quote, what if you're like us? Like I do the in-person quoting, and then Stephen and Evan do the washing.
Yep.
So, first impressions, everything is going to hinge on that. So greeting, a proper knock on the door. Don't stand there and crowd their doorway. Give them some space. Knock on the door. Step down off the porch. If it's a rancher, step back a little bit. Give them some space. Greet them with a smile. If they want to shake your hand, shake their hand. A good first impression, there's no replacement for it.
And then,
Well, that goes for anything, not just showing up at a job site. That
I mean,
goes for
that's just
anything.
general
Meeting a new
personability.
person,
Yeah.
going for a job interview, whatever the case is. I mean, that kind of thing goes for anything.
Well, that's what you're doing. You're going to a job interview.
Yeah, basically.
And not to get off on a rabbit hole, but do you know how many kids coming out of college right now don't know how to properly shake somebody's hand?
I have no idea.
It's embarrassing.
It really is.
It is embarrassing.
They have no
yeah.
clue. I've seen them. You stick your hand out for a handshake, and I've seen them go,
Yeah.
"What's up, man?"
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
no.
We'll get off on that, but yeah, because I could talk an hour on it.
Yeah.
How about doing the initial walk around when you get to the job site?
Oh, absolutely. You take the customer with you. Invite them. You don't force them because obviously it's their house, but you need to invite them. Hey, I'm Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. We're here to get your house cleaned up for you today. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything I can reassure you on? Any problem areas I need to know about? Water tightness, leaking windows, anything like that?
Yeah.
No, everything's good. Okay, great. I'm going to do a quick walk around the house. You want to come with me?
And then honestly, a lot of times that's really the interaction that they get their questions and their interactions out of the way. And then when they see you start pulling hoses or start pulling stuff off the truck or start, getting your tools out, then they, usually most of them just they might watch from a window or from another porch or whatever, but they let you do your
So
thing.
now then you've gone ahead and done the job.
I
You're
think we
starting
just,
packed up. So then what do we do from there?
well, you got to go back and get them.
Yeah.
Go knock on the door. Hey, Mrs. Smith, we're all wrapped up. We're done. Everything went pretty smoothly. We did notice you've got some artillery fungus on your siding. I'd like to show that to you if you have a few minutes. You want to take a walk around the house with me and make sure that you're satisfied before we leave out of here.
And if there's areas that you couldn't get as clean as you initially said, or there was something that that you did different or anything like that, be sure to
Own it.
no, we're not even owning
No.
it, but yeah, let them know that up front. Say, hey, we tried several times to get this clean. It could not get clean. We're not sure what it is. Stain, rust, whatever. Give them options if they want it, but don't let them be the ones to discover that you messed something up or something's not to their liking, because they're going to call you back.
A lot of
You're
times
gonna
what you'll
go back
find
out.
on virtual quotes, and that's why you invite them with you on the initial walk around. Now, say they don't go with you on the initial walk around, and you need to come back and make contact with them before you start, if you notice this. But on your initial walk around with the customer, you can point things out like rust. Hey, I see you got some rust coming from that air conditioning unit up there. It's on the siding. Unfortunately, that's not something that we're going to be able to get off with a regular house wash. Once we get everything cleaned up, you and I can take a look at it and see if you want to do something about that. Easy.
Yeah.
And rust is easy enough to get rid of. I mean, it's expensive with the chemicals that you need to buy to do it, but spray it on, give it a couple of minute and rinse it away. And then one thing that I always do is if I notice like with one of the commercial buildings, we did a rust removal on had the incorrect exterior screws from their old sign, and the company that took the sign down left the screws in, and the rust started coming down the side of the brick building. So I told them, listen, I can get rid of it, but if you don't get the screws out of here, then next week it's going to be right
We've
back.
got the same
So
problem.
make sure that you educate your customers. They're not educated in this industry because they don't want to be. That's why you're there to clean their house, because they don't want to clean their house. They don't want to go through all the aggravation. And most customers don't realize that different stains take different processes, different cleaners. So you need to educate your customer while you're standing there with them and make sure that they understand the scope of work and what you're able to do and what you're not able to do.
And I think we've said this before, but when you're educating your customer, make sure you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Because while we're saying that they might not be educated in the specific area that you specialize in, for us pressure washing, you can be rest assured they're educated enough to go research what you told them.
Yes.
And if you're feeding them a bunch of bull, they're going to figure it out pretty quickly, and you're going to see that in your Google reviews. You're going to see that on your Facebook posts. You're going to see that in your feedback.
And do it respectfully too. Don't
You
talk
don't have to
down
talk
to
down to
customers.
anybody.
Just do it respectfully. There's a way to handle it. There's a way to educate people but properly. You know.
Absolutely.
But and a lot of people, it's honestly a situation of you don't know what you don't know. You know,
That's
a lot of
exactly
people don't know that they don't know this. You know, it's the same way. But then, and then to wrap it up, wrap this portion up, the closing. Your closing impression should be just as important as your initial impression.
And closing impression is going to determine whether or not they call you back in 6 months to clean the gutters or to do their Christmas lights or to wash their windows again, or whether they call you every year for the next year,
Yep.
for the next 10 years while they still live in that house to come back and clean it every
Even
March and
though-
April.
Even though the majority of people who use a CRM, you know, they've got the automated emails that go out, thanks for our service, you know, da 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 da. You need to have that in person.
Yep.
Shake their hand, look them in the eye. Hey, we appreciate you selecting us. You know, we appreciate you letting us do the job for you. If there's anything else we can do, here's our card. You know,
You
give
got
us
to
a call
build a
back.
rapport.
Yeah,
You have to build
absolutely.
a rapport with the customer. Have a little fun with them. If they want to joke and laugh with you, do it. I mean, have a little fun with them. Make sure that they're happy before you roll out of there. You know, we pride ourselves on making sure that everything's done. And wow customer service as well as wow service. Period. Customers always love talking to Jen. They love the conversations that they have with our technicians in the field, and they love the results of the service that they get. That's one of the biggest things that you can do, and you know, close the job, explain anything to the client that needs to be explained to them. Leave them with something, business card. Ask them for the Google reviews, the Facebook reviews.
Don't go too far because and don't go too far into the follow up there because that's our next topic for the next episode, Edward.
All right, I'm gonna shut up there then.
All right, you guys got any closing remarks here? Anything to finish out this episode?
No, just like Jim alluded to, our fourth part in the series, we're going to talk about post
I
job.
think I alluded to that. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Eddie did.
did.
I'm sorry. Eddie did.
And then I got in trouble.
I was trying to cut you off too soon there. I didn't want you to go too far into it.
I can't remember what I'm talking about.
on, Grandma, with the
In
program.
the next episode, we're going to talk about the follow up
We're
and
going to talk about the follow-up,
the frequency
your
calls,
your
and
CRM follow-ups, all that.
the reviews, and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you. That's why you're in that chair.
All right, guys.
Every day, folks. Every day is what I deal with.
Children. So
Yeah, now use the children.
you. Alright guys, so don't forget to check us out on Facebook and YouTube at Blue Line Pressure Washing, and if you have any questions or that you guys want us to answer on the air, drop us a line at justin@bluelinepressurewashingllc.com or leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/bluelinepwllc, and we will see you next time at the wash.
All right.
Thanks,
See
everybody.
you, everybody.